Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
Yeah, I have an interesting hand that paying 1-3.
Okay.
Effective stat is 450. Let's say $500.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and let's see. Okay, so it's all checked to the cutoff. The guy opened $18.
Okay.
I had king queen of suited, king queen of hearts.
King Queen of Hearts?
On the big blind.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, originally I thinking I can free bet it and get heads up, but then that guy is a little bit tight, and my hand has so much potential, so I just call.
Okay, so this guy opened to 18 in the cutoff. Isn't that kind of a big open, or is that about typical?
It's a normal opening size.
Okay, so what I would say is that if somebody else had called in between, I would be squeezing here with a very high frequency. Heads up, I think you can get away with sometimes just flatting, but you certainly could 3-bet, but I think that you would want to 3-bet with a higher frequency if someone else had called in between. So you make the call.
Yes, I got 3 people calling in between, yes.
There were 3 people that called in between?
Yes, 3 people calling in between.
Oh, you mean the cutoff opened to 18, the button and the small blind called?
No, my mistake. When the hand originally opened, the middle position limp, 3 limper, and the cutoff opened at 18.
Oh, I see. 3 limpers. Okay, because I thought you said it got folded around to the, and that's why I thought the raise size was large. Okay, then I would definitely 3-bet here, most likely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but then, yeah. But anyway, I call, and all 3 other limpers call.
Okay.
So the fault is $90.
Okay. I'm with you. Go ahead.
The fault is Jack, Deuce, King, Jack of Heart, Deuce of Heart, King of Spade.
Okay, so you flop top pair with a flush draw, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure like about a dom bet here, because usually I tend to be, I just don't get used to dom bet a lot. So what do you think about this?
I don't really think that there's that much of a reason here to donk bet. You have top pair and a flush draw, so there isn't like a whole lot that you need protection from. Obviously, it's less likely that someone else has hearts because you have hearts. So a lot of times people go crazy with top pair and a flush draw, and they don't know why they're going crazy. There are times to semi-bluff top pair and a flush draw, but I don't think this is one of these times. And you don't really have to worry about anything, so I wouldn't really choose this one to necessarily donk lead.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree, because I look at my hand as just had like pair of kings, and obviously the guy will not fold ace king or like sets or pocket aces.
Yeah.
So I check all the way to the cutoff, the villain, and he bet $75.
Okay.
Which is a really large
75.
bet.
Okay, so I assume you called.
Yes, I call. Okay, the turn is.
So everybody else folded?
Yes, everyone fold in between.
Okay.
Yeah, once he bets so large, I put him on right away, pocket aces or like ace, king, king, queen.
Well, usually at this level, when somebody bets very large like that on a board like this into, say, 3 or 4 people, they're usually going to have something, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now you've got king, queen of hearts, so I mean, I guess he could have the nut flush draw like ace, 10 of hearts or something like that, but he can't have king, x of hearts. So I think that calling here is fine. So the turn is 240.
Correct. And the turn is an interesting card. Is a 10 of clubs.
10 of clubs, okay.
So I have open-ended straight draw, second up flush draw, and the top pair.
Yeah.
That is what I don't understand. Like, usually in this situation, do I donk?
No, I don't think that you donk. I mean, there's really no point. Again, I actually played a hand like this that was really, really similar that I put on the podcast last week, where I had called out of, I don't know if people in the live chat, I had called out of the small blind with queen 10 of spades, and the guy had made it like 35 over a few limpers. I called and a bunch of people called, and I want to say the board came out where I had a flush draw, and then the turn gave me open-ended too, so I had a middle pair. So the board was like king 10x, and the turn was like a jack. So it was king 10x, and the turn was a jack. So it's very similar to this, and I was heads up, but donking here doesn't really accomplish like a whole lot. You're either ahead or behind. Now, if you say that you feel like you could check raise the turn here as a semi-bluff and get a guy off of aces or ace-king or something like that, then fine, but donking doesn't really seem to accomplish all that much.
Okay, and yeah, usually I don't donk like heads up on the turn, but under what situation like you would donk?
On what situation would I donk?
Mm-hmm.
I think if the turn was
Is it like a good strategy?
If the turn was a queen or the turn was a king, I might. Maybe not if the turn was a king, but maybe if the turn was a queen, I might. I just feel like, with you having king, queen of hearts, your hand's going to be good there just a lot, and it's going to get checked through on the turn. But here, I would just check. So did you check here on the turn?
Yes, I checked, and the guy shoved all in for $360 into a $240 pot.
360. By the way, in that other hand that I had, the stack sizes were obviously much, much different than this. We were actually quite deep. We were like 2K deep at 5-5. So I didn't have this option where he was going to check raise all in. So hero checks, and this guy moves all in for 360. So that's the other reason why you don't want to donk on the turn here with these stack sizes, that he just might jam you anyways. You don't get to realize your equity, whereas if you checked, he might make a sizing mistake. I mean, at this point now, the pot is 700. And it's 360.
600, yeah.
Yeah, 600, and it's 360 for you to call. So you're getting just about 2-1 here. With a flush draw, a pair, and open-ended, I imagine against aces and ace-king, you probably have actually, you're blocking some of the aces. Because if he's got aces, that's one of your straight outs. So I'm just doing this in my head here. If you've got king, queen of hearts, you've got 9 hard outs and maybe 2 outs to a king. That's 11. Your queens wouldn't be good. And then he blocks some of the aces. So 13 or 14 outs maybe you have. And then if he has a set of jacks, you have less. It's probably a fold. If I put a range in of this guy having pocket jacks, some pocket kings, aces, and ace king, I bet you're not 35% equity with one card to come.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yes.
Yeah. So I would probably make a tough fold. I think it's probably pretty close. I mean, while I'm on the phone here, unfortunately, I can't bring this up for people to see just in my streaming program, but I'm just gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up this board here. So you've got king, queen of hearts, and the board is, and I don't know, maybe Pete can do something with this one when this one goes up to YouTube. Give me 1 second here. The board is king of spades, jack of hearts, deuce of hearts. So I'm putting this into Poker Cruncher right now. And what I'm doing is I'm putting out the board, and then I'm going to give him ace, king, aces, set of jacks, set of kings, maybe king, jack, suited. And then I'm going to run this and see what the equity is with king, queen of hearts. So against kings, jacks, ace, king, suited, ace, king off, and king, jack suited, you're 33%. So you probably don't have the equity, but it's very, very close. What did you do? What did you end up doing?
Oh, I end up folding. Yes.
Okay. Did you see what he had?
Yeah, because the best way I'm thinking, this guy, the hand before, a couple hands before, he did move all in with something like open-ended and top pair. So maybe he had the same hand as me, like king, queen. But then I did do some analyze after, and yes, you are right. I don't have the enough pot odds, especially he don't have any money behind.
Well, I mean, it's just a pure pot odds situation if he doesn't have any money behind. But I don't know if you throw in some king queens here too. I'm just trying to see what that switches the equity out to. Um, let's see here. Let's throw in three combos of king queen, and now all of a sudden your equity goes up to 35%. It's probably pretty close. I don't know if I see people do that with king queen though. Bet all in. I mean, maybe. I guess it's possible, but it's probably very,
Yes.
very, very close. But anyways,
Hmm.
thanks for the call. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.